I still haven't finished taking the photographs I need. Yeah. Let's guide him back. All right, then. We'll stay here until you finish up. Okay. I'll try not to keep you waiting too long. Reen and the others waited for Norton to finish his photography, and though he was reluctant to leave even after depleting his photo quartz, they finally returned to the settlement. I did not have to fight the death robot. We're finally back in the settlement. Thanks a million for escorting me back here. I really appreciate it. Thanks to you, I was able to photograph the statue to my heart's desire. Wait, hold on. When we were given this quest, they said you took a horse and rode all the way out there. Where is your horse? What did you do with it? Horses aren't cheap, you know. I'm just glad you made it back safe and sound. Yeah, let's go tell the elder. Huh? There seems to be quite a commotion over there. What? That's... a car. Looks like there's been an horrible car accident. But why here? Isn't that the gentleman we fulfilled a request for this morning? He lost the horse? He really did. He's so irresponsible. I hope the village sues him for damages. The very same. That's the settlement's doctor. Amir. He couldn't have been the one responsible, could he? Never mind that. We need to go and take a closer look. Amir, are you hurt? Gaius, I'm alright. Sorry for worrying you. What happened here, though? I was on my way back from gathering herbs in the mountain forest to the north, when all of a sudden I just lost control of the vehicle. Was anyone injured? I suffered a few bumps and bruises, but other than that, fortunately not. I'm just relieved that I didn't end up hurting anyone. Yeah, so close to town. Dang. I'm glad to know your injuries are light, Amir. Thanks be to the winds and the goddess. Still, how does one lose control of a vehicle in an area as open and free of obstructions as this? Did you simply lose your concentration for a moment? No, of course not. This car is extremely important to all of us here. I wouldn't dream of driving it carelessly. I'm still not sure what caused it. When I was nearing the settlement, the steering wheel started to feel oddly stiff. Fortunately, the brakes were still functional, otherwise I dread to think what might have happened. I see. Alisa? Let's see. Alisa, do you think you can work out what went wrong? Probably. You might say it runs in the family. How could I forget? It stands to reason that the scion of the Rhineford group would be quite handy in mechanical matters, even if she does pretend she wants nothing to do with her family anymore. Could you mind your own business? What you say, though, it's not as true as it used to be. They have some professional engineers at the Rhineford company now who can't even perform basic maintenance work. Wow, standards in higher education must be slipping. When you compare it to the Zeiss Central Factory in Liberl, the Rhineford group is getting far too big for its own good. All those giant vertically structured divisions, each with their own subdivisions. It sounds as though becoming the Empire's largest corporation brought its own share of new issues. So, have you managed to figure out what the problem was? I think so. It looks like there was a contact failure in the quartz circuits near the engine. That's probably why you suddenly had difficulty steering, even though it was fine just before. I see. What does that mean, though? Do you think you can repair it? I doubt it. I can diagnose, but I'm no technician. I think we'll need to call in a professional to fix it. I suppose that means we'll have to ask someone from Zender Gate. I'm impressed. I can see that Thor's military academy has more to be proud of than just its famous founder. Elder Ivan, Dad. I'm sorry it took us so long to get here. I'm relieved to see that Norton made it back safely. Thank you for your assistance. Oh, no trouble at all. It sounds like you've been able to work out the cause of the problem here. That was all thanks to Alisa. It was nothing, really. There's no shame in being proud of your accomplishments. While I'm glad we've gotten this squared away, we still have something of a problem. What do you mean? This is the settlement's only vehicle. Having it out of commission is going to make things pretty inconvenient around here. The sooner we can get it fixed, the better. I see. And Norton has just gone and lost you guys a horse. In that case, is there anything we can do to help? Are you sure? This isn't a part of your field study, you know. I would respectfully disagree. You've treated us to such great food and shown us such hospitality. I want to do what I can to help. But actually repairing the truck is a bit above my skill level. Still, it would be discourteous of us to not at least make an attempt to assist our hosts. Thanks, everyone. If you insist, we'd be more than grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you could bring out someone who could do the repairs, that would be great. Sounds like the best course of action. Should we head to Zender Gate and see if they can spare a mechanic? Actually, I have someone else in mind. Someone far more keen than an army technician for things of this sort. Up near Lake Lacrima, in the northern highlands, lives an elderly man from the Empire. I'm sure he'll be able to fix the truck for us if we ask him. True, the hermit could probably have this fixed in no time at all. The cabin near the lake? We passed by earlier, but it seemed vacant. An old man from the Empire who's more reliable than an army technician? Could it really be him? It definitely is him. Stop guessing. Alisa? So, you want us to go and call this man for you then? If you'd be so kind. There's no hurry though. If you have other things you need to do, by all means, do those first. Either way, we'll need to clean up the site of the accident before anything else. Just handle it as you might if it were a part of your field study. Will do. Okay, everyone, let's finish up anything we have left to do, then head for the cabin at the lake. Lake Lacrima is in the northern highlands. We'll need to head north to the Guardian statue, then due northwest from there. We should set out on horseback at once. Okay. Quest, cameraman, caravan completed. I got a Highland cloth. Okay. We should be able to push it if we take the load off it. I'll have to tell the children not to come near it. We'll leave going to Lake Lacrima to you. I'm not the strongest guy in the world, but I'll do my best to help everyone out here. All of this stuff is surprisingly heavy, though. Man, who knew logs and/or a car would be heavy? Maybe I should ask Toma to help me out after all. Okay. We can handle cleaning up here. I'm just glad that no one suffered any serious injuries. We have the winds and Adios to thank for that. I did feel a disturbance in the wind recently, but I never expected this to happen. Horses can cause accidents like these from time to time too, though. It's just another way of showing that nothing in this world is perfect, I suppose. I'd like to ask you to go to the hermit living in the cabin by Lake Lacrima. There's no need to rush, however. Clearing up here will still take some time. I want to go look too. You can't, Lily. It's too dangerous. Besides, Homa told you not to go near it, didn't he? But I want to help. Grown man asks 10-year-old to help him lift things. Yeah, that is kind of sad. This is the first time I've seen an accident caused by an orbital vehicle. It really surprised me. Lily really is a little troublemaker, though. I'm sure she'll make a dash to see what happened the moment I take my eye off of her. There we go. That should be all the lighter things taken care of. I'm glad Amir wasn't hurt during this. Thank you for agreeing to call the hermit for us. Please have a safe journey to Lake Lacrima. All right. Maybe I should rest while we're here. Lodging yurt. Get Eustace back his EP. Especially now that he has access to more things. And then we are going north. Hiya! This is still so ugly to look at. But we might as well get this show on the road. I do really like the music in this area, though. It's very peaceful. A dog. I feel like the scent quartz isn't doing as much as it has in previous games. I feel like scent in Azure was debilitating, but it doesn't really seem to be causing any problems so far. Or it could just be because I'm on a horse and the animals do not care about the horse at all. Well, at least we've made it as far as the lake. Is he at home? His boat's at home. If you remember correctly, the horse means monsters don't chase you. Darn. Well, the boat's at the wharf and the garage door is open, so I'd say it's likely. Excellent. We should go see him at once. Hiya! Time to meet this person. Whoever the heck they are. Can I look at the car? No. Go up the ladder. Okay. Seems like there's someone inside. I suppose it must be the man we came to see then? Yep. I'll bet he just came back from fishing. For a hermit, he doesn't seem to want for much. So, what are we going to do? After entering the cabin, the time of day will advance to evening and all the day's field study activities will end. I thought you said they were all going to end before I took the cameraman back home. I'm already ready. Knock on the door. Excuse me, is anyone home? It's open, come on in. Alisa? Excuse us then. It's quite the pipe you have there. Hey, it's good to see you again, sir. Well, if it isn't Gaius. Haven't seen you around for what, half a year now? And little Elisa's here too. Why, I don't think I've seen your face in, must be coming up on 5 years now. Wait, what? Could this be... Good... Grandfather, what are you doing here? Hello, Grandpa. Well, I guess that's one way to be introduced, but let me give you a proper welcome. Gwen Rhineford. I'm Gwen Rhineford, Alisa's favorite granddad. Pleasure to meet you all, Class 7. Honored to meet you, sir. I'm Reen Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Emma Milstein. Eusis Albarea. It's an honor. At least they're all very consistent in how they do their greetings. They always say the same thing. A promising group of young folks is, if ever there was. But you've sure done a lot of growing in the last 5 years, Alisa. You're taller and bigger. Excuse you. It does this old man's heart good to see how easy on the eyes you've become. Grandfather, please. But forget about me. What have you been doing out here all this time? Back when you disappeared from Ruhr, I'd never have believed it if someone told me this is where I'd find you. Do you have any idea how worried I've been? Oh, come now. I sent you letters a couple of times a year, don't I? And of course, I read all the ones you give to Sharon, too. Still. Have you been here the whole time these past 5 years? Just about. I don't stay year-round, though. I spend about half the year traveling around the continent, seeing friends, or visiting the Empire. I see. Mr. Rhineford, would you mind if I asked how you know so much about our field study? He does raise an excellent point. It almost seems as though you were expecting us to pay you a visit. Well, it's just a coincidence the truck broke down when it did. But I admit, ever since Irina told me you were coming to the Highlands, I figured I'd see you at some point. You still talk to Mother? Yep, indeed. Though just the bare minimum. That girl's zeal for her work borders on unhealthy. What did I ever do to turn her into such a workaholic? Alisa? So everyone knew where your grandfather was but you? That's unfortunate. Anyway, we're all done with our coffee, so let's head on over to the settlement and have a look at the truck. Just wait outside a bit while I go get my tools. Oh, actually, I caught a few good-sized trout. Can you take them over to the settlement when you go? Of course. So that's the former chairman of the Rhineford Group. I knew of him by name, but he's a far more light-hearted man than I would have guessed. Indeed, he seems very easygoing. You can say what you really think. You're not going to hurt my feelings or anything. Everyone loves him because he's all laid back and approachable, but mostly he's just capricious and irresponsible. And then 5 years ago, he just... Alisa? Never mind. Let's get going. As soon as he's ready, we're heading back to the settlement. Okay. Let's wait for him in the garage. To the garage. Gaius, should we head back to the settlement? Hey, Gaius. You're on pretty good terms with my grandfather, then? Something like that. We've only known him for a couple of years, but all of us in the settlement owe him a lot. Myself included. Ah. Okay, we're good to go. You mind if I ride with one of you? Grandfather? You aren't driving? Nah, the engine's been acting up a bit lately, so I'd rather not. Besides, how could I pass up a chance to get to know my granddaughter's classmates a little better? Reen, right? Got room for one more up there? At least he wasn't weird and asked to ride with Emma. Why did he have to pick Reen? He'd better not be giving him any funny ideas. I'm sure that isn't the case. I'm sure that is the case. You seem to be really talented at speaking things into existence today, Alisa. I'd feel a bit more at ease if you focus more on the brains, though. How's little Sharon doing these days? I heard she recently started working at your dormitory. That's right. I haven't had too much time to get to know her, but she seems really skilled at what she does. Oh, she is, very much so. But more importantly, she's a real cutie. She always has that lovely, reserved air, but there's a playful side to her too. Ah, I wish she'd sign on as my personal maid. That'd be the life. Yeah, I see now why you retired. I think your daughter forced you to retire because you, sir, are a lawsuit waiting to happen. But that Emma girl is really nice too. These are children! She's got those glasses, that hair you want her to let down. And she's class press material to boot. There's a smoldering homeroom hottie, if I ever saw one. Come on, you know you agree with me. Well, I can't really say that I disagree with you, but if you don't mind my asking, yes, do change the subject, please. Why did you never tell Alisa that you were here? Tell me, Reen. What kind of girl do you see her as? Well, I'd say she's a really hard worker in a great many respects. Oh, I have no doubt of it. She's good-looking, polite, as well-mannered as any noble's daughter, intelligent, and that all comes naturally to her. It's not some persona she forces on herself. Yeah, I'm amazed at how effortless she makes it all seem, and yet she has a habit of trying to resolve everything without relying on anyone else for support. I'm sure it hasn't escaped the notice of a canny young man like yourself. It does feel like that sometimes, yeah? She's kind, and her sense of duty compels her to always see things through. But she always keeps everything bottled up, like she never wants to let on to anyone that she needs help with a problem. I'm Alisa R. from Brewer. It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. I have a feeling the relations between her mother and I caused her to end up that way. Or, to be more specific, the conflict between the two of us. That's why I didn't tell her where I was. But I'll leave it up to her to fill in the details about that. I'm sure that once the two of you are a bit closer, she'll tell you on her own. A bit closer? I have a feeling there's a critical misunderstanding going on here. Oh, is that so? I thought there was a little something going on between you two after seeing your name come up in one of her letters. You thought Reen was dating your granddaughter, or at least had some kind of romantic relationship with her, but you still asked for his opinion on another girl? Okay. Well, we did have that unfortunate accident back at the start of the year. But that's all it was. We eventually got it sorted out, and nothing's really happened since. Other than your thoughts about Emma, I guess, because of it. An accident, eh? Did you accidentally collide with her on your way to school, causing her to drop the toast she held between her sweet lips? And as the dust cleared, did the two of you find yourselves sprawled on the ground in an unlikely yet heart-racing position? Are you a fanfic author? Because if not, you should be. That's a really oddly specific question. But I don't know what kind of heart-racing position you're... So, something really did happen, didn't it? Now, just tell old Gwyn here all about it. I want every last juicy detail. Grandfather, please.